Welcome to the Carolina Girls Podcast with Heather and Cher.
Hey guys, I'm Heather.
And I'm Cher.
And we're the Carolina Girls Podcast.
Episode 2.
Woo!
I am sorry for laughing going into that intro, but I gotta tell you, I am cracking up. I am so giddy. I can't wait for this weekend.
I'm super excited about the Super Bowl.
I think every time we talk football, I get giddy.
I love football.
Think about from August, September, October, November. What do we do every week? We talk football.
Yes, we do.
We might not know what we're talking about, but we're talking football.
Yeah. We do know what we're talking about, though.
If you don't think we know what we're talking about, please feel free to email me and I'll have an argument with you about it.
She will argue with the rock, y'all.
Absolutely. So we got Super Bowl 56 coming up. I am so excited.
Me too. Rams versus Bengals.
So do we want to just go ahead and jump out there and tell our listeners what our wager is? Because I know that we talked last week and told them we would be wagering.
Yep. We do everything with wagers. You know, getting through the day. I bet you this.
I just need to know how many bottles of water have you had today, because I have sucked at it.
You see how much water I have had? That's how much water
I've
had. That's nothing. I've had no water today. That's terrible.
I've only had 2 bottles. I am so far behind.
Oh, 2 bottles more than me.
Yeah, Tim Davis. I am going to not lie, and I will be honest when I check on my goals today that I did not meet my water goal.
Oh, that's funny, because I did not meet my Tim Davis goals either.
So if anybody knows, Tim Davis is actually our coach. He's our mortgage coach, and we absolutely adore the man. He is a great guy, and he does a lot for us professionally and personally. Yep. He's a good guy, and he's a great coach.
He pushes us to be our best.
He does. But, he's not a part of this wager, so let's talk about it.
Okay, so if anybody knows me, knows that I am super, super picky with my food. I do not like things with seeds. I do not like texture. And today, if my team loses, I am going to have to eat tapioca.
How do you feel about that?
Nah. I don't even really know what it is, but all I've seen is it has bubbles, and I bet it does not taste good going down.
But it's a dessert, isn't it? Isn't it tapioca?
Yeah.
It's like tapioca pudding.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's from a plant in Brazil, I believe, like a kava plant or something like that. I'm not 100% positive, but you know what? That's nowhere near as bad as what I have to eat.
Oh.
Because if my team loses, I have to eat a dill pickle.
A dill pickle, y'all. A dill pickle.
Okay. I hate pickles.
Come on, man.
Really? Did you
Man.
really just come on, man? For dill pickle? You know what? I'm not eating that pickle. You're eating that pickle. And the tapioca.
I actually think my team is going to win.
So, this is a first for us this year. We actually picked the same team.
We did.
And me being gracious, the gracious, sweet friend that I am, I'm allowing you to keep the team that we picked, right?
Right.
I guess I'm not really allowing you to. I just volunteered to take the other team. But who are you picking?
I'm picking the Rams, baby.
Oh, so you putting all your money in Stafford, huh?
I am.
OBJ?
Yeah, my OBJ.
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Last time they were there, they couldn't do it.
Well, they didn't have the right team together.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why.
Okay.
It's okay. Well, now they got their team ready. They're going to win. No big deal.
So I did say that I would take the Bengals, and I'm only taking the Bengals because my girl, good cheer friend, Miss Shannon Najoka, she is from Louisiana, and she is an LSU. Woman.
Die hard. She bleeds purple and yellow.
Yes. Yeah. Die hard fan. So Shannon, in honor of you, I am taking you, boy Joey, and I'm gonna pull for the Bengals. The last time they were at the Super Bowl was 1988.
That would be terrible. That I would hate to be the fans of the Bengals and only go to the Super Bowl one time in 1988.
Well, the thing is, Boomer was a great quarterback, and he couldn't win the Super Bowl with the Bengals. But I guess Joey's going to come in and do the job. Right?
I think so. The kid's good. He's
He
really
is
good.
He really is good. And so,
not as good as Stafford, though.
Well, Ed Stafford's going to have home field advantage.
He is. He is.
You know,
kind of like the Bucks last year, right?
Yeah, and did you know that I was doing some reading about it, just some random reading about it, and the last year was the first time it's ever happened in Super Bowl history where one of the teams had home field advantage.
I think that's why the Bucks won. What do you think? Do you think it had anything to do with Brady?
You know, I mean,
Or was it home field advantage?
I am definitely thinking that the Bucks, the only reason why they won was Brady. Hey, Bucks, you're in our
Conference?
They're in our conference. Get ready to start sucking again because the Panthers coming back.
Wow. She just went out and just said, y'all are sucking.
Hey, I'm just being honest. And no, I don't expect the Panthers to be on top next year. But you know what? I'm going to say that they are. But,
they are.
So Tom Brady.
We're going to put it out there.
Tom Brady retired.
He did. Isn't that wild?
No, I was expecting it. Surely you were expecting it.
I mean, the dude's got 7 rings, I believe. I mean.
Well, he's football old, though.
He is.
I mean,
but I think he still has a year or 2 left in him. I really do. But, to be honest with you, I do not think that we have seen the last of Tom Brady.
So you think he's going to be the next Randy Moss, Steve Smith,
Greg Olson.
the next?
I do.
So he's going to be the next announcer.
Yep, I do.
The next Eli Manning.
Yeah, he's going to be out there. Aaron Andrews.
Speaking of Eli Manning, did you see the commercial that Eli did with Brady or about Brady?
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah. So Brady's been to the Super Bowl multiple times. He's only lost 2, both to Eli Manning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You need to Google that commercial.
Yeah,
it's
we'll
great.
Google that. That's
absolutely.
funny.
It's fantastic. But Brady retired. I'm super excited for him. I'm not a fan, but I'm an admirer. I'm not a hater either. I mean, I know people are either classified as a Brady lover or a Brady fan or a Brady hater, and I'm neither, but I do admire the mess out of the man. I mean, I do believe that he is the GOAT.
He is the
But I'm
GOAT.
ready for him to retire.
Yeah. Yeah, just like he said, he wanted to be with his family. I don't hate him for that. You know what I mean?
No.
Go out. You've done your deal.
No, he's had his fun.
Yes.
It's time for him to find something else to have fun at. And, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, whether he's in football or not, whether he's coaching his kids' teams or,
announcing a game.
Or if he's, hanging out at the roller rink on Friday night. That was good old days, right? Hanging out at the roller rink.
Roll around for me.
Kate's
skating rink for you.
Yeah, Kate's skating rink. We did all night skates, man. It was awesome. But we digress. I'm very excited for Brady to be retiring, but I've never wanted, like, Michael Jordan to retire. I wish Michael's old butt was still playing basketball today. I probably would be a bigger fan if he was.
Yeah, I know. He did try it a few times, and baseball too.
Yeah. But so Super Bowl 56, we're super excited about it. Rams got home field advantage. We've got 2 quarterbacks that were both first-time draft picks in their class, right? 2009 for Matt Stafford and 2020 for Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford, I think, just had a really he just didn't have the right team.
Yeah, he did. He played for the Lions. They kind of fell off.
Yeah, I mean, he got there's a lot of hate towards him that, maybe he was just too hyped up or, Now, listen, if you look at quarterbacks over all the years, I mean, there are some that just come out and they are so hyped up and they are duds. And then you have Tom Brady, right? So, but I think it's telling that Stafford came out his first year not being with Detroit and he's going to the Super Bowl. And I think that's pretty telling, you know? And listen, the Rams, they're a good team.
They are a good team. They're my team. They're going to win. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you've let me know a couple of times because I'm not eating the pickle.
I can't wait for y'all to hear her eat a pickle next week. It's going to be great.
Ugh.
It's going to be so good.
It's not happening at all. But I'm pretty excited about the halftime show.
Dude, that is going to be so much fun. I mean, we got Dr. Dre.
Snoop
D-O-double-G, baby.
Yeah.
And Eminem.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
And Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. So I've been watching or reading Facebook and all the funny memes about, kids are, like our kids our age are really going to see what their parents are all about come halftime. That will be, my house is going to be lit come halftime. I mean, it is
so good.
I might have to go cut bangs and just go ahead and tease up my hair just for halftime.
I'll take a picture of that for you also. So
Eric may divorce me if I did that, but it might have to happen. I may need to go all the way back.
That's so funny. I can't wait. No, it's going to be a great halftime show. such great music. It's going to be great.
So I'm excited. But so you think about football, and we can just go ahead and just kind of transition into what our podcast is really about today, and it's about kids' youth sports.
Yep.
And I believe we saw a statistic: 1% of all kids 1% of youth coming out of sports make it to some kind of professional level.
1%.
1%, and then 10% play on the collegiate level.
Yep.
And I think probably one of the biggest difference for sports from when we were kids versus now is when we were kids, you played multiple sports, like multiple.
Yeah,
sports.
like there were seasons.
Yeah, and even if you played travel ball, you still were able to play other sports during seasons.
I agree.
And now it's really, at least from our experience, it's really more concentrated.
Yeah. You concentrate on that one particular sport, and that's what you go after.
Right. It's so we started our Jackson and Xander when they were boys played soccer. We had them play t-ball and baseball, and then Jackson started to cheer. Xander desperately wanted to play football, but he could never make weight. That's very different from when we were kids. It didn't matter if you were scrawny and you could have weighed 40 pounds and they'd put you out there on the football field, but he can never make weight to be able to play rec football.
Gotcha. Yeah. My girls, we started, I guess, very young with the whole cheer thing.
Yeah.
Got Kaylee into it, got Casey into it. Carly tried it a little bit. Carly went into soccer, and, Casey just left cheer. Kaylee is actually still cheering for UNC Charlotte. So I hear you. I mean, cheer has been our life since they were little.
Well, and so Jackson with cheer, so our kids did competition cheer. And so
that's different than rah-rah-ree cheer.
Yeah, very different from sideline cheer.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay, because rah-rah-ree, sideline, whatever, however you want to know what it is. Competition cheer is all year long.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
So you train all year long. Now your competition season is usually over a 4 or 5 month period, depending on how early in the season that you start. But we usually have 3 weeks off all year when it comes to from
tryouts for the next year.
Right. And that's a lot on a kid. So Jackson was a competition cheerleader and travel soccer player.
Yes.
And
that's a lot.
And it was a whole lot on his little body. It was a whole lot on him, just mentally and emotionally, right? Because he wanted it. So he does come from two very competitive parents, and so he wanted to be the best at everything he did.
And he did it at 110%.
Absolutely,
both sports.
Absolutely. So with Jackson, he had an injury, and we took him to the orthopedic doctor, and then I didn't like the first doctor we saw, so I took him for a second opinion, and I actually took him to the second doctor for the second opinion was a sports orthopedic doctor who I absolutely adore. He's local here, but he is actually a sports orthopedic doctor for many NBA players and NASCAR drivers.
I think I saw him too.
Yes, and he's
super nice guy.
Yeah, Jonathan Paul, he's fantastic. But he broke it down to me and Eric about Jackson, and he did a great job talking to Jackson, and he basically told him, you need to choose one sport to be your main sport and let everything else be rec. You're going to hurt yourself if you do two sports competitively.
Right.
I mean, and that's really what it came down to for Jackson. And he chose cheer over soccer, which Eric and I, we didn't care. We just wanted him to be happy. But I always say he's a better soccer player than a cheerleader. And everybody looks at me and is like, your kid's a phenomenal cheerleader. I can't even imagine that.
Dude, he incorporated cheer into soccer.
Yeah,
do you remember
funny.
Whenever he did the sideline throw in, he flipped it in.
Amazing. That. Yeah, he's done a couple of flips on the field because he got tripped or whatever, he's losing his balance, and he would flip out of it instead of falling. But our kids, they didn't get to experience multiple sports like we did.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe that's our fault, right? I think a lot of it comes from the parents. We put the pressure on the kids.
I agree. When talking about this, I was thinking about, how much pressure I had on the girls to cheer. Not only, cheer is like a community, I want to say.
It is. It's a whole lifestyle, I think.
It is. And so from the first cheerleading place that we were at, it was a family. It was, we absolutely loved that place. And
that was, I gotta tell you, it was hard to leave there.
It was.
When we went to a different gym.
It was. But you grow.
Right.
And you have to grow and continue to go on. But we absolutely love where we were. We love the people, the families that we cheered and traveled.
We're still friends with people today from them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we go from there, and then we went to another cheer gym. And when you go, you're spending a lot of time with these people.
Yeah.
And but your child has to love it.
Right. They
has
really
to
do.
love it.
They really do.
And if they are not enjoying it anymore, then it's okay.
That's the part that as a parent I struggled with initially.
Yeah.
So it's looking at the statistics and looking at the amount of burnout in kids by the time they're age 13 in sports.
Yep.
If I'm remembering this correctly, but I believe it was like 46% of kids that play sports competitively end at 13.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I always said I don't want to raise a quitter, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if they're not having fun, then it's okay.
Yeah, I used to tell Jackson and Xander and Taylor, quitters never win and winners never quit. I know that I put a lot of pressure on the kids.
I know I put a lot of pressure on my girls, and you just got to take one step at a time. And if that's something that they want to do, or if that's something that they don't want to do, let them choose what.
So Jackson quit cheer this year. I expected him to quit at the end of this cheer season, but he and I had been talking, and he wants to be a high school student, and he wanted to play soccer again, and he really missed soccer, but didn't realize how much he missed soccer until we were able to go back to playing rec soccer with COVID. Because COVID shut soccer down for a solid year and a half for us.
Right.
And he didn't realize how much he missed it until he started playing it again. And we figured that he would go one more year. He wanted to win back-to-back worlds.
Yep.
And he really feels like the team that he was with. And let me just go ahead and say my son cheered with Chair Athletics Royal Cats. They won worlds last year. And he really feels like that they could do it again this year. And but his heart wasn't in it again. Mm-hmm. And he says, he was just burned out. And of course, I was devastated.
Oh yeah. I remember when Casey told me that, it was, COVID was happening, they were wearing masks, and, we were doing virtual competitions, I believe,
Yep.
And it just was not the same. And she just looked at me and she was just like, Mama, it's just not, I'm just not there. And you know what? It was okay.
It was.
I had to look at myself, because I'm losing my friends
Yep.
that I've gained in the cheer world.
Yeah. I had dinner this week with some of my cheer mamas. We get together once a month and have dinner to. So there's three of us that we get together, and we call our little group the Perry group. It's our names mixed in together, and two of us are out of cheer, and one is still in it, mm-hmm. And the one that's still in it, her daughter's a senior this year, and this will be her last year cheering. She doesn't plan on cheering in college. And one of the things that I well, let me just say this. I mourned cheer. And it was devastating. I don't cry often. I cried. And looking back on it, you're like, geez, what the heck are you crying about? I was crying for the things that I was losing. Mm-hmm. So I was losing the one-on-one travel time with my son.
Yep.
I was losing the individual time with other females who I had things in common with in our travel time.
Yep.
I was missing the just the sense of family and the ability to love on all of these other kids who become like your second, like you're become their second mom, and they're like your second set of kids, you know?
Yeah.
I mourned that, and it was tough.
And seeing your kid on the mat for 2 minutes, oh my God. Let me tell you, it was every video that I took, I was screaming. Your kid's video, I was screaming.
Oh, no, we actually laugh when we replay because Jackson has several of them up on YouTube. And of course, we've got them all on, both Eric and I have them saved in our phone. So whenever we replay something and look at it, we actually laugh because everybody says, oh, you can hear Aunt Heather.
Yep.
It's so funny.
That
It's
is
so
me.
funny. Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of living through their lives.
For me, with Jackson, he won Summit.
Mm-hmm.
He won Worlds.
Yep.
He was back-to-back So You Think You Can Tumble champion at cheer sport. He won cheer sport. He won NCA.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, Mom, I have accomplished everything that I ever set out to do. He said, I'm not going to cheer in college. And as much as I would love to cheer in the Olympics, that's not my path.
Right.
He's like, you got to let me let it go.
Wow. That's pretty deep.
It was pretty deep coming from a 15-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, let me check myself.
What can you say to that? You know? Like, I've checked my boxes, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. And he, still has his friends in cheer. He still cheers them on. He still wants to see them do well. In his influencing, this TikTok and Instagram, when people find out that he was a cheerleader, they want him to post stuff. And he very much wants his identity to not be Jack's Rex Cheer.
Right.
Because that's who he's been all of his life. And what he said to me was, I need to find out who Jackson Lemus is. Mm-hmm. And that was wow.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wow.
That is wow.
And I'm like, well, he's a cheerleader and he's a soccer player and he's got a great eye for design and he is a good artist and he can cook and he's a great house cleaner, believe it or not. Just
I'm
FYI,
sure.
Just put that in the back of your mind in case you need anything clean. I'm like, Jackson, you are so much more than cheer. You really are. There's a lot to you. There's so much more than cheer, and I get it, but I got to mourn it. Mm-hmm. And he was honestly awesome helping his mommy through this. Our family mourns and gets through things when we're sad through laughter and picking on each other. So they gave me a hard time.
I'm sure they did.
And it helped me through it a lot.
Right.
And I still talk. We are going to have two of the coaches
on the podcast.
On our podcast. When we do an episode about coaching. And we're still friends with our kids' coaches from the very first gym that they cheered at.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those guys are, listen, we come from Impact One and Chair Athletics, and they were amazing with our kids.
Yeah, they were. Absolutely, they were.
But I do think, so I'm reading through the statistics, and I do think that parents, we put a lot of pressure on our kids.
We do.
But my parents didn't do that. So what happened?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I started, so I jumped off a diving board before I could even walk. Literally. I mean, I crawled. So I was swimming before I could even walk. And then I also played t-ball. My dad coached my team. And I think we're going to have some of these pictures maybe.
I think, yeah.
That we can show you on Instagram. So I have some terrible basketball pictures.
Did you have big hair? Because I can tell you right now, all of mine are big hairs. And
high socks to the knees, some Reebok strap shoes. I mean, it was like terrible. So I can't wait for everybody to see those pictures because they are going to crack you up. But I played basketball at a young age. I mean, literally, I mean, we've played basketball, t-ball, softball.
Swam. I was cheerleader. So when I was 5 years old, I had an article written about me in the Charlotte Observer, and I was on the front of the sports section. My mom still has it, and the title of the article was "She Puts Down Her Dolls for Basketball."
Ooh.
I was so obsessed with basketball.
That's
I had
awesome.
won a competition, but because it was for ages 8 and up, and then they were grouped into like 8 and 9 year olds and 10 and 11, whatever the age groups were. I had actually won the 8-year-old competition, but because I was 5, they would not allow, and because I was a female.
What?
Because I was 5 and a female, they would not allow me to win the competition.
Oh, no.
And I think that was the very beginning of my girls can do.
Yep.
Girls
can do.
I
like that.
they can.
They
can. They can. And so I've never been a I'm not taking off my bra and burning it, and none of that kind of woman power. Woo! But I have been a girls can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought us t-shirts. Would have been great for us to wear them today, but I bought us t-shirts, and our other bestie, we have t-shirts, and what do those t-shirts say?
Compliment a girl?
It says like a girl is a compliment.
Oh, my bad.
And you're a dork.
Sorry.
But it says like a girl is a compliment. And
Like a girl is a compliment.
but when my kids were younger, I used to tell the boys, "You run like a girl." And I did. I absolutely did. And which was kind of funny now when you think about that. That's what I used to tell my boys, "You run like a girl." And I was giving them a compliment. Just saying, because like a girl is a compliment.
That is true. Like a girl is a compliment.
Yeah. So
true.
So I think I miss the kids playing sports. Jackson will be playing soccer soon enough again, so that'll be good.
Oh, yeah. And I still go and watch Kaylee on the sidelines cheering. And we watch football.
Well, and we still have friends that we absolutely watch football. We watch college ball.
Mm-hmm.
We still have friends that are in the cheer world, and we go and watch their kids. Excuse me.
Right.
We do go and watch their kids.
Do you have any embarrassing moments from whenever you played sports?
Oh, yeah. I think probably the number one most embarrassing moment of my entire life.
What happened? Tell me about it.
I would have liked to have crawled up underneath a rock and died.
Maybe the bleachers?
Yeah. I went to Ranson Junior High School. It was not a middle school back
That's
then.
where
It was
Kyle went.
junior high school. Yeah, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Went to Ranson, and I was in 7th grade. And I shot an air ball from the foul line.
Oh, my gosh.
So let me just tell you, it doesn't sound like it's a big deal.
It doesn't sound
No,
like a big
it really
deal.
doesn't. And
I would have thought that you would have said, like, a granny
And-
shot. Like,
no.
you would have done it through your legs or
no,
something.
I have no problem shooting a granny shot if that's what's required, as long as it goes in. So there's no shame in my game. I'm telling you. But I thought I was the shiznit when it came to
B-balling.
b-balling, right?
Yeah.
So it was, and I don't get embarrassed ever. I mean, I was
Even
like,
as a kid? you
even
didn't
as a
get embarrassed?
kid, I didn't get embarrassed.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think maybe because whenever I do something embarrassing, I find it funny and I laugh at myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to turn 12 shades of red, but I'm still going to laugh at myself because it's funny. But I wanted to die. Oh, I wanted to die. And I will never forget my coach, Coach Simpson. Oh my gosh, I love that man. He gave me the hardest time. And eventually I laughed about it. But it was awful.
So, can I tell you what I did?
Oh, yes. We want to know. I really do.
Oh, gosh. So, I was in middle school as well, playing basketball at Brawley Middle School. That's in Mooresville.
So before you tell us, I have to ask a question.
Yeah.
Was it a middle school when you went there, or was it a junior high school?
No, it was middle. It was middle.
So, okay, you're young.
Brawley Middle School. So, girl, playing, just having a really good time. And you play and all the kids are there, or all the students are there, and so I get the ball. I start dribbling down the court, and you hear everybody yelling, screaming, yeah. I'm like, yeah, they're cheering me on. You know what they were doing? They were saying, no, you're going to the wrong goal. Could you imagine? Now that's talking about going underneath the bleachers. So, but that's not it.
Did you make it?
No! I didn't make it.
So you shot
I shot a layup and I didn't make
You
it.
missed the layup and you went to the wrong goal.
So, me thinking I'm all bad. I'm going. They're cheering for me. I'm going down. Nobody else is around. Nobody's blocking my shot. I do the layup. Oh, nope, didn't make it. Do another layup. Oh, didn't make it.
You shot twice.
That's what I'm talking about.
So-
That's scary. That is embarrassing.
What-
That is 2 shades of gray, 10 shades of gray.
Red.
Red.
That's embarrassing.
That's funny.
So what I'm hearing is you sucked at basketball, even then.
Okay, no, I didn't suck at basketball. I sucked that day. Okay,
In that moment.
in that moment,
Did you get better?
I sure did. In my head, I did. I don't need somebody else to tell me that I did good. You know what? I went to the wrong goal. I didn't make the basket,
I shot an air ball, dude.
but that's okay.
I shot an air ball.
But it's something that I give people things to laugh about.
Absolutely.
I am the butt of I don't know how many people's jokes, and it's okay.
All of mine. So I think but I will say this. I do think that as parents, we often put too much pressure on our kids.
We do.
And my parents did a great job not putting too much pressure on me.
Mine too.
However, I've got a hugely competitive spirit. My husband is too, and I think that, I think we're the reason why our kids are the way they are. So,
I mean,
sorry.
Here's the thing: is we play Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy every night and Wordle. We have to keep score at our house. So I'm sorry. We also keep score on every through the football season. So Sunday night games, Monday night games, and Thursday night games. Everybody goes and picks who's winning, and whoever wins the most that week gets to choose what we're eating on one day a week. I mean, hey,
Wow.
I know
Wow.
maybe that's a little too much.
Wow. Yeah, we're the same way. So Eric and I keep we play Yahtzee a lot, and it's just he and I. We play Yahtzee. We've got Pandora going on in the background, and it is like I want Eric to do good. I just want him to do slightly less better than me, right? So
Yeah.
I want to win. I'm good with winning by one,
Right.
as long as I win. But with the kids, we play Uno, and we play Cutthroat Uno, and we've got about 7 different Monopoly games, like different types of Monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
And we just started playing Monopoly Cheaters. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure she's a cheater.
Oh, no. Eric Cheater Lemus? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude is awesome at sleight of hand and grabbing too much money and all that good stuff. But, yeah, it's, I think that, so my advice to my kids is to maybe dial it back slightly, just a little bit from what your mom and dad did.
Yeah.
Just slightly on your kids.
Yep, I agree with you.
And I can't wait for Jackson to start playing soccer because I need something to
look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear you.
So we talked about changing up the name of our game.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, because we didn't like it.
Right. But we had to have something for last week's podcast. So
Yeah.
now we have changed it up to what Southerners say.
What Southerners say. This week's word is going to be one of the most common arguments that I have with Eric every time we go to the store.
So, when you go into the store, you get this thing. And you put your groceries inside of it.
Right.
And I would call it a
buggy.
A buggy? Go get a buggy.
Go get a buggy.
Go get a buggy.
People who aren't from the South seem to think that thing's called a cart.
A cart.
A cart.
A cart is something that you put luggage on, or luggage cart. Like what else is a cart?
It's not a buggy.
It's not a grocery buggy. Go get the buggy and let's go get the groceries and let's go.
What's really funny is that Eric and I will go to the store together, and he's the only one that gives me a hard time about it, quite honestly. And people will hear us having our standard argument over it's a buggy. No, it's a cart. No, it's a buggy. And we'll get people that will yell, it's a buggy or it's a cart, and everybody's laughing at us because we're having a good time with it. But there's so many transplants here in North Carolina now. Guys, it's a buggy. I don't care if you think it's a cart. It's not.
Right.
Toboggan and buggy. Those are the two words that we have now taught you that you need to start using properly.
I actually want to say something because I saw something on Catherine's Instagram the other day. I think it was yesterday.
Catherine, my daughter?
Yes, Catherine, your daughter.
Yep.
And she had a hat on her head, and she called it a beanie.
What is wrong with that girl? It was a
toboggan. And she's from here.
I'm going to talk to her about that. I'm going to have a little conversation with her as soon as this podcast is over.
Yep.
Actually, Catherine, I'll be calling you
shortly.
Yeah, I'm actually going to FaceTime you. We got to talk about this. That's a problem.
Awesome.
So there's one other thing that that you and I had talked about. It's really important that we want to touch base on before we wrap up. And I think I'm going to let you take this one.
All right. So I just wanted to, and we wanted to say something because this past week we lost a sweet, sweet soul due to mental illness. Mental illness has hit my family.
Mine as well.
And I just want to say that if anybody is suffering, anybody needs help, there is help out there. You are loved. You are valued. And Chesley Chris is from Charlotte.
Yeah, she grew up in the Charlotte area, graduated from Rock. She actually moved to Rock Hill and went to high school there, and was Miss USA.
And Miss North Carolina.
And Miss North Carolina.
And we have a same group of, I want to say friends, Facebook friends.
Many people in our circle were close with her.
Exactly.
And they're heartbroken because, she was what many people would say, oh, she seemed to have it all. I mean, she was an attorney. She was on
Extra. She was
as a reporter.
An anchor.
Yeah. And depression comes in many different phases,
shapes, sizes.
Right.
Doesn't matter. It can hit anybody.
Yeah. And I mean, our kids can be depressed,
Absolutely.
or it will present as anxiety. And our kids have lost people in their lives due to suicide as well. So this isn't the first time that our families have had to deal with that. But I think it was really important that you talked about it because I know that it really hits home.
It does. And I just want everyone to know that there are options. You never know what somebody's going through. And something that I always tell, I just want, sorry.
That's okay.
I just want everyone to know that you are loved, you are valued. There are people out there that want to help you. And you can contact the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-8255.
And we're going to actually post the phone number to the National Suicide Hotline up on our Facebook and our Instagram sites.
Yep.
And that's going to be something that I think we're going to start posting annually in honor of Chesley. I think it would, just to honor her memory instead of thinking something negatively that because of what happened with her, maybe it could save somebody else.
Absolutely. I definitely think that would be good.
Well, today was a lot of fun.
It was.
I love talking football with you.
Me too.
I could do every podcast about football. I'm sure our listeners would probably not enjoy it, but I could do it for sure.
Absolutely.
But so what do you want to tell everybody?
So I want to tell everybody what I tell my girls every single day. I tell them that they need to go out and they need to be sweet, be kind,
and be you. So that's the way that we're going to start signing off from now on. So
I'm Heather.
And I'm Cher.
Be sweet, be kind,
be you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.